Dr. Velikovsky, what do you think is the effect of this collective amnesia in the future?
The effect is very great, not only in the future, it was also in the past. Because as long as a man doesn't remember his past, he acts as a neurotic, a person who suffered a traumatic experience. Due to this traumatic experience, suffered also an amnesia, a local amnesia, so to say, not spread through all his personality. But in this case, in the human race, we have something that is comparable with a single personality that suffered a trauma.
You undertake to psychoanalyze mankind as a whole.
You realize that it's not easy to put the entire mankind on the couch, but all what I can do is publish the psychological aspect of these events of which I spoke from biological and paleontological side, in Earth and upheaval, from folkloristic side in Worlds in Collision, from archaeological side in Ages and Chaos.
Are there any rituals that we are practicing now which would seem to indicate a repetition of this trauma?
Not only any ritual, almost all rituals in religions, in various religions, all our observation in some way go back to the astral religion, to the beginnings that are rooted in the catastrophic events of the past.
And I think there's one question that runs through the mind, if not obsesses the minds of your readers, and that is, when can we expect the next catastrophe? And what I'd like to ask you is, how does the sky look to you?
I was asked this question almost at the end of every lecture. We are now living in a solar system in which, between the planetary bodies, the astral guards of all ancient religions, there exists now there a peaceful a harmony, peaceful coexistence. But it is the man himself, human mind, that is not released from the bonds of the past. He lives in a world that he created himself, in his arrogance, in his violence, in his misunderstanding of what happened in the past, so he is irrational.
In 1940, Velikovsky arrived at his understanding that the origin of man's irrational behavior is rooted in the traumas of the past. And once again, the violence of the ancient gods was reflected in world events.
So it was a tragic time, and I could do nothing. I could only immerse myself into the books that spoke of ancient times. And two works came out of it. Actually, we were born 6 months apart in the spring of 1940, Ages and Chaos. And 6 months later, was in collision. And then I knew already that I will have to stay long here. I knew also that my work will find quite an opposition, but I did not know the extent of this opposition and the violence. But time has creative power. The very fact that you came today to take those pictures, and the mail of today and of yesterday, proves that even in science, falsehood cannot live for too long.